Can you really see a difference? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am ridiculously hyped for today's video because it's been a good minute since I've done a dupe video, you guys. We have a dupe for none other than the Natasha Denona Love Palette. This palette costs $65. This one right here. Of course, we have none other than Shop Alter Ego back at it again, making a dupe for Natasha Denona. And honestly, I feel like they are crushing it so far. But here we have the Blooms palette. So we're going to find out if this palette is a dupe for this one. And honestly, you guys, I've seen the insides. I have compared the swatches. And so far, I can say a hard yes. I haven't tested out my lids yet, but of course I'm going to do that right now on camera. So without further ado, let's just dive into this video. By the way, this costs $14.40 if you use my discount code, which is ChrisMo. Without that code, it still is so inexpensive. It costs $16 versus $65. If you want to save an extra coin, of course you can use my code. But of course, it is time to dive into the good stuff. And yes, I was sent this. I do want to make that clear. So this is how the palette looks. The Natasha Denona one, the Love one, right? The outside. And this is the Blooms one. I'm going to open up both so you guys can see the colors. What do you guys think? I mean, all they did was rearrange the order. But I mean, I could see literally one in each from this pan to that one. It's so spot on. So of course you guys know I did some swatches, pre-recorded ones. On the left hand side, you will see the Natasha Denona Love Palette. And on the right hand side, you're going to see, of course, the Blooms Palette by Shop Alter Ego. Now I do see just slight differences in maybe one or two shades, but most of those are so spot on. Like, you really have to look close for like maybe the undertone. But other than that, I mean, you guys, this is really close. So of course, when I saw the swatches, I was just like, has to be a dupe. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the shades that maybe weren't so close in the swatch and use those on my lids. But before we get into that, I'll give some details on the Blooms palette. You have 15 grams worth of product in here. It is made in the PRC. It is cruelty free. It does come with a large mirror, which you can fold all the way back and all that jazz. And in terms of ingredients, it does contain mica, and does it contain talc? Yes, it does. It contains talc. Alright, so that's all the details on this. So just in case in the swatches you couldn't tell which two shadows I was talking about in terms of the major differences, I'm going to say Rose, which for me didn't quite look like Heart in the Natasha Denona palette. I'm going to take Rose, and the other one is going to be Azalea, all the way up here. This one doesn't quite look like Intense down here in the Natasha Denona palette. It might look like that on the swatch, but on the lids, you may not be able to tell that difference. By the way, they also sent me the brush set. They just launched these. This costs $26 on their site. If you use my code, it'll be cheaper. But, I mean, look at these. Let me just hold all of them up because it is quite a lot of brushes. Now, I've used Shop Alter Ego brushes before, and I like them. They work and things like that. So I'm really glad to see that they're expanding and making more brushes. So, of course, I am going to use their brushes. I also have their eyeshadow base, but for the sake of this video, in terms of comparing the sides, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to stick with the Kylie Cosmetics concealer on my lids, and in case any of you guys forgotten how this works, I'll use this for future videos. And since I'll be using the same brushes for both eyes with the separate palettes, I will be using the brush cleaner. This is just something to use whenever you want to use the same brush for a different shadow, just to make sure we don't mix them up. Alright, so I zoomed you guys in so we could get a little closer. I forgot to do this in my last video when I was doing the eye look, so didn't forget this time, but I have the Kylie Cosmetics concealer. I'm just gonna put this on the lids. Alright guys, so for my left eye, which I believe is going to look like your right, but for my left eye, I'm going to put the Blooms palette from Shop Alter Ego. And on the right, I'll use the Natasha Denona Love Palette. The first brush that I'm going to be using from the brush sets is number 5. I'm gonna dip into Petal ever so lightly because it looks like there is a bit of kick up in the pan. And I'm just gonna put this across the lid just to set in that concealer. I'm going to use this to make sure that it's completely off, to not get the shadows confused, especially because they look so similar. And I'm just going to do the same, except this one is with First from the Natasha Denona Palette. And put that all across as well. Next, I'm going to use the number 6 brush, and I'm going to go in with Rose. And I'm just going to put this in my crease all across, going in a little at a time, because this is a darker color. I have a tendency to put too much, to be heavy-handed. Okay, I'm just going to bring this down to reach the bottom. And now, of course, I'm going to take Heart from the Natasha Denona one. And we're going to do the same motion, same area, same thing for this side. I don't know why my hands are shaking so much. Like, the mirror is moving so much. I'm like, stop. There we go. It's a little better. I just had to yell at my hand. Of course, I'm going to kick it out and bring it down. If I really look closely, I can see that the Natasha Denona side is slightly darker in color than the Bloom side, but I mean from far, not so much. I'm going to use the number 7 brush. I'm going to go with Azalea. And I'm just going to lightly go above the one that I just put. Again, lightly. Well, that's too light. Let's take a little bit more, Chris. Let's be a little bit more generous. There we go. I do want to see the color. Shadows are blending really nice together too. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush, but this time go in with Intense from the Love Palette, which is right here. Okie dokie, and I'm going to do the same motion and get a little more. I'm going to use the same motion as the other one. Oh, they don't look that different. Whoa, okay, yeah, on the lids with this one, I immediately can tell that it doesn't look that different. Like in the shadows, when I swatched it, I could see the difference, but with this one, I could tell immediately that they are really, really close in color. So I'm gonna go in with the number 9 brush, Dry First. I'm gonna take Hibiscus right here. Ooh, looks nice. And I'm gonna put it, towards the back of my lid. Okay, I can definitely see that, but it's not where I want it to be. So, you guys already know, I'm going to go with my finger instead, right here. Let's see the difference. Look at that. Look at that. I'm telling you, like I said in my other video, the last one that I just posted, a finger application, it's always so much better. Let's do the same thing, but this time with the Love Palette. So let me just dust this off really quickly, but efficiently. See? Nothing on there. And which one did I take? Hibiscus. So Hibiscus is Passion in here, like so. Okay, good amount. Look at that. You can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the lid, like so. Ooh, okay. Again, similar to the Alter Ego one. Not crazy about it, so I'm going to go in with my finger. Keeping it fair. There it is. Let's see. Yes. Yes. So much better. So, what do you guys think? Wow. That's freakishly spot on. Okay, I'm going to just go in with Kella right here with my finger. And I'm going to go right here. Ooh, my goodness. That's intense. I'm going to go in with Lifetime. Yes, I believe Lifetime is the dupe for that one. And we're going to put it right here. Ooh, oh my God. Wowza. I'm going to use the number 11 brush. I think I'm going to use Violet. Yes, which is the purple from this palette. You guys know I love purple, so of course I gotta put her there. And I'm just gonna drag it from the back, like so, all the way to the front, just adding a little bit at a time, because of course I did the rest of my face already. Of course I'm gonna use the same brush, except this time I'm gonna go in with Trust, just all the way over here. And of course, I'm going to put it in the same area. Just going back and forth under my lower lash line. I'm just going to take a little bit of peony, which I didn't plan on doing, but I'm going to do it anyway with the same brush. And I'm just going to put it under what I just did to soften up that line because it looks kind of nuts. I'm going to do the same with Valentine. I'm going to put her right under what I did. Staying with the same brush, I'm going to go with Petunia, just a little bit of it. And I'm going to put that for my inner corner highlights, right here. Ooh, okay, she's there. Not as intense as I would want it, so I'm going to go with a finger. There you go. Right in there. Whoa. Yeah, that definitely brought it out. Much better. I'm going to be going in with, I believe this is Giving. Yes, Giving from her palette. And I'm just going to put it right here as well. Alright, it needs a little help too with the finger. Take a little bit. Oh my god, same thing as the other palette. It's like, whoa, too much. Alright, so for a highlight for my brow bone and for my cheeks, because I didn't put nothing on it, I'm going to go in with Lily. Just a little bit of her and put it right here. Ooh. Oh, that is gorgeous. You guys saw that? Let me take a little bit more. Don't know if you caught that, but that is really pretty. We're going to go in with Transparent. And we're going to just put that in the same spot. Okay, that's pretty too. A little bit less intense than the Alter Ego side. You can still see it and possibly build it up. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Yeah, I'm going to take their number 4 brush and go in with Lily again. Ever so lightly. I'm going to put that on my cheekbone. Ooh. Goodness. That is really something. Ah! Oh my god. I need this in a whole separate highlight. Like, give me that in a big old pan. Make it happen, Shop Alter Ego. Because this is... Woo. Let's go ahead and do that for the Natasha Denona side. We're just gonna see what happens because I am shook. Ooh, she's pretty too. Let's see if I add just a little bit more. See what happens. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I get excited for highlighter. I don't know why. That's it for these palettes. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some liner and lashes. Come right back, and we'll talk about what we just experienced, what we just saw, what we just witnessed. AKA a dupe. Alright guys, so I put on the donut lashes from Glam Light, and on my lips, by the way, I went ahead and I put again the Gamer Glam lip gloss in Nubia. Let's just be real for a second. Like, can you really see a difference? Like, can you really and truly see a huge difference? If I was walking outside and you guys saw me, can you really say you're wearing 2 different eyeshadows? I 100% believe that this is a dupe for this. So I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited at the results of this. I think that it is amazing that they are able to not only dupe this, but kind of get the same formula as well. Like the formula in the Natasha Denona palette is the same in this one as well. If you're not a fan of dupes, then this is not for you. But if you cannot see yourself buying a $65 palette, which trust me, I understand there is no judgment here, then you might want to pick this one up. Once again, this costs $16 on their site. Using my code would make it $14.40. I also did get the Canyon palette from them. They sent this to me, and I will be comparing it to the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. So of course, keep your eye out for this video. It's going to be coming up next. As always, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you think of the Bloom palette, and I of course will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.